Welcome back to Ben Rants. And when I was a kid, adults knew what not to let their kids watch. Well, folks, several months ago, Comedy Central introduced a new cartoon onto the world called Brickleberry. Ooh, this sounds interesting. Sure, it's Comedy Central, but hey, they have a decent track record when it comes to cartoons. So, maybe this cartoon will be good. Who's it created by? I've never heard of these people. Well, okay, who's in it? David Herman. Okay, we're at a good start. I've never heard of her. Tom Kenny? Getting better. I've never heard of him. There's a co-creator I don't know. Who's the last guy? Daniel Tosh! Are you serious? Okay, for those of you unaware, I'm not a fan of Daniel Tosh. I just don't find him funny. I mean, come on! On his show Tosh.0, all he does is make fun of internet videos. Guess what, Tosh? Everybody does that! You're not that special! Plus, he badmouths bronies, so truck him. Well, this cast is well balanced with talent and non-talent, so I have a feeling this show is going to suck. But I might as well give it a try before judging. Holy crap! I was wrong. This show doesn't suck. It sucks at sucking. It makes sucks feel like a compliment. My god. Oh, screw it. Let's get this video over with. The more I talk about this show, the more I eat the souls of children as they sleep. Sorry. I think this show is starting to possess me with some kind of demon. All you need to know is, this show is about a ranger named Steve who works at a ranger station with all of his friends that you don't even need to know the names for because they're just being used to fill that typical adult cartoon formula. You've got the main character played by David Herman, who I greatly feel sorry for. You have the jerk boss played by Tom Kenny, who really needs a new agent. The stereotypical black guy, the sex symbol, the ugly woman, and the only reason the 5-year-olds that like this show are going to watch it. Okay, so the episode I watched was Saved by the Balls. Subtle name. Anyway, it starts out with the Rangers having trouble with stopping potheads, so they feel they can prevent potheads from doing drugs by smoking pot. Oh my god. It makes so much sense now! All the answers to the world's problems have been answered by this show! Want to get rid of world hunger? Put down that nutty bar and stop eating, you fat slob! Want to put an end to tabloid news? Become famous and do stupid stuff, you media suck-up! Finally, want to end world violence? Well, take a gun and just blow your head off! Oh great, now I need another Benthelooney. Where am I? I ran on Brickleberry. Start criticizing. Will you give me a raise? Sure. Alright, sucker. What was that? Nothing. So, the Rangers smoke drugs. Okay, folks, let me be blunt here. Doing drugs isn't funny. I hate it when my intelligence is insulted by comedy shows and movies that think I should laugh at characters doing drugs. Well, they're doing it all wrong. Drugs can be used to make the characters make jackasses out of themselves. That's funny. Drugs can be used to make characters hallucinate and lead to a WTT moment. That's funny, but mostly creative. Finally, people who do drugs can be made fun of by sober people, and that's funny. However, characters just standing there and smoking weed, I just don't get it. There's no joke in that. Why are people laughing at that? What are people going to laugh at next? Oh my god! That fox is walking! The fox is putting one foot forward! Who's ever seen a fox do that? Now that I think about it, you have to be on drugs to think people being on drugs is funny. So anyway, in the midst of waste animation, Malloy, played by a very unfunny Daniel Tosh, is being a jerk to everybody and is humping random objects. This show is making it easy for me to hate this character. The fact that he's voiced by Daniel Tosh is enough for me to wish for bad things to happen to him. The Rangers feel that Malloy's raging is due to the fact he is overloaded with testosterone, so he gets neutered. Huh. Well, that wasn't funny, but at least something bad happened to Malloy. Meanwhile, Steve and the black guy who they call Denzel go undercover to stop potheads. This episode then takes time to single out Denzel to help them with the marijuana case. It's funny because all black people smoke weed? Okay, this is another thing that a lot of adult shows do that I don't like. They use stereotypes to make cheap jokes. Not only are they not funny, but these are the same jokes that we've heard before in every other adult show. Cut it the truck out. I don't know how it's possible for anybody who likes these kinds of shows to keep laughing at the same jokes over and over again. That's another thing. If you're a comedy writer, you're dead if you use stereotypes for jokes. Why? Because they're stereotypes! You can make fun of stereotypes, but just writing in stereotypes that we hear every day isn't comedy. It's just you making idiots out of yourselves for believing such bullspit. God! Anyway, Steve and Denzel claim to work for the mob, so they're given the job to grow marijuana plants. However, the marijuana isn't growing fast enough. Steve then thinks back to what sex symbol said about Malloy's testosterone, so he grabs Malloy's testicles and squirts his juices all over the field of marijuana to make them grow. Nah, I'm just kidding. This show isn't that stupid to do that. Oh, how I wish I could say that previous sentence and not be lying. Yes, I'm not kidding. That's exactly what Steve does. Okay, I'm convinced. The reason this show was made is for the writers to tell jokes that they tried to tell their friends in college, but nobody laughed at them. For good reason. They're not funny! When did balls become so funny? I just don't get it. They're balls. That's all they are. Grow up, people! Of course, I know these aren't the kind of balls you people somehow find funny. But still, they're body parts. There's nothing funny about body parts. Here's basically what you're making yourself look like. Look, guys! An arm! He has arms! So, that gross out method somehow works because, you know, bears and plants share the same hormones. No, they don't. With this, Steve is made a member of the cartel. Stuff I can't remember because this show is hard to pay attention to because it made me want to upchuck my kidneys happens, and eventually, Steve's boss is kidnapped by the mafia, and Steve is ordered to kill him. Steve doesn't go along with it, and he's revealed to be a ranger. A shootout ensues and causes Malloy's jewels to break out of the jar and bounce around the lair. Why do you keep showing me Malloy's ding-dongs? I don't like looking at bear marbles, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only person who thinks that. Anyway, Denzel comes and saves the day. In the hospital, Steve's boss is treated for his wounds, but he notices his oranges are missing. Guess where they are? The camera then pans to Malloy, who has a human sack hanging from him. Oh, God! Ew! Really? Why? Why did you have to show that? That's trucking! Oh my God! Okay, any one of you watching this video that's sober, do you honestly enjoy seeing a bear with a human scrotum hanging from it? I mean, seriously? Who wants to see that? Wait, you know what I don't get. How come naked women get censored on TV, but a bear with a human scrotum attached to it is perfectly fine? The FCC is messed up. So, there's a Brickleberry episode. This show is pretty good, actually. No, it's not! It friggin' sucks! So, what's wrong with this show? I would question your morals because that would kill somebody by getting them to explain everything that's wrong with it. I'm serious. Somebody would die from constantly talking and not taking a breath or stopping to eat. Yes, this show is that bad. It It's so bad that I'm pretty sure the creators are making it this bad on purpose just to laugh in the faces of cartoon fans and cater to those who like laughing at the same unfunny non-jokes over and over again. The jokes aren't jokes. Calling them jokes would be insulting. The characters aren't characters. They're stereotypes. The animation makes Family Guys look like Miyazaki by comparison. And finally, the plots aren't plots. They're excuses. Excuses for the writers to squeeze in as much college dorm room humor as they can. While watching this show, I felt like it was slapping me with every attempt at what this show's writers call humor. Of course, I can already hear some of you whining, "How can you only watch one episode and rant on it, you biased nostalgia turd?" You know what? Truck you. If you honestly want somebody to watch more than one episode of this Lake of Fire show, then it only shows how much hatred you have for your fellow man. It just boggles me. How can anyone like this garbage? How can they enjoy staring at balls? Seriously, balls! Well, I figured it out. It's because almost everybody is being brainwashed, and I'm one of the few that actually has common sense left in the world. So if you like this show, you're a mindless zombie. I mean, seriously, why am I seen as a freak just because I don't like what everybody else likes? Is it really inhuman to not like seeing balls? Really? Well, I guess that's why they call me bad company when I'm around others. God, this show makes me rate the souls of mortals. Dang it, demon! Leave me alone! The power of Tex Avery compels you! The power of Tex Avery compels you! Arrgh! Whew. Thanks Zeus, he's gone. He was starting to play John Mellencamp songs in my head. Ugh. Anyway, I love how I'm considered immature for watching cartoons made for kids and adults that have more intelligence and effort put into them, rather than liking shows like this that treat audiences like preschool students who play online gaming too much. So, there's Brickleberry. Think of it as Comedy Central's way of forgetting that in order to make a good adult cartoon, you have to have intelligence behind the humor and not just show a bear with... Oh, I don't want to mention it again, I'm trying to get it out of my head. If you know what's good for you folks, stay away from it. I'm not responsible if you watch it out of curiosity and kill yourselves. Don't say I didn't warn you. Well, thank goodness it only lasted one season, and it's not getting renewed for a second season. That'll only show how messed up our world is if it does. I know what you're thinking. Yes, I'm in denial. But the world I create is a happier place. It has ponies and cupcakes. Anyway, I'm Benthelooney, and I'm signing out. I'm gonna go print out pictures of Daniel Tosh and punch them.
That's why they call me